Hi everyone, my name is Solane, I'm from France and I will be an incoming exchange student for this year at Texas State. And I will present you my country, my city and my university in case you're interested to do an exchange program so you can see how it works. So here is a picture of the 10 exchange students that are at Texas State with the Study Abroad Welcome Club. And now I'll present you more my country, France. So speaking about cultural and social differences with the USA, the first one is like we do not hug, we kiss each other. It's really a hard habit, I think, for Americans. And then we difference between we have two different ways to say it depending on the hierarchy of the person we're talking to. Another point concerning French people is that they do not like at all to speak about money. It's like very taboo. And yeah, just any other fun facts, like if you want to buy anything, you will have all tax included, contrary to here in the USA, so no surprise. I don't know if it's a real difference, but in France we are trying to build an ecological awareness to use less plastic, so here's part of our culture now. We can say also, if you go to France, you will notice that everything is smaller, like the food, the cars, the roads, everything is smaller. To talk about the health services, they are cheaper too than here in the US, but it's different, like everyone's paying for everyone. I was talking about food. We also cook a lot on our own and try to eat healthy, but not all the time. And yeah, again about food, there are very well-known cliches about the baguette, the croissants, the wine, the cheese. So these are absolutely not cliches, they're absolutely true. And yeah, I could say a lot more about France, but just if you want to see it by your own, just do it. And now, if you want to know very basic words in French, when you arrive in the country, just to say hi, you can say salut, bonjour. Very useful to say thank you, of course, merci. And just to say goodbye to anyone, just tell au revoir. And yeah, again, if you want to know more, just I invite you to do it on your own, and you will be very welcome in France. So to speak more about my own city, I am from French Brittany in the west of France, in the city of Rennes. So I choose to go there because it was 2 hours from where I live, so I could come back on the weekends. And it's also 1 hour from the sea, so it's very convenient. And I choose this city because it's the most diverse and the most attractive in Brittany. So it provides many cultural and professional opportunities for young people. So yeah, what can I tell you more about Rennes? So it's one of the most student cities like in France, because students account almost for 1/3 of the population, so you will meet a lot of students. And one of the most famous spots is the Thirst Street that you can see in the background, just bars and places to enjoy for students. That is to say, it's really appealing for students. In the city, we're trying to develop a transportation system. So far we have only one subway line, like in the city center. We're trying to develop it more. Otherwise, in France and in Europe, I think we're used to walk a lot, to use the car, but much less than in the US. even in the surrounding areas, like not in a city center. The student life in Rennes, maybe you would also like to know about your budget. So for your tuition fees at university, if you have a scholarship, you will pay nothing, and if not, you will not pay more than 300 euros for the whole year. For your accommodation, I think it's cheaper than in the US too. It's from 200 to 400 euros, whether if you have roommates or if you live by your own. If you want to buy your own food, it will be, I think, between 200 and 300 euros a month. So yeah, if you want to go to France, just I think of a 800 euros budget per month, and if you also want to add extra expenses. That is also one of my favorite places in Rennes. That is called the Park of Tabor. It's really a place when you can chill in the city. Students love to go there between classes. It's in the city center. And so now I would like to speak more about the university. Rennes 2, we say 2 because there are 2 big universities in Rennes. Rennes 1 is more for sciences, medicine, and Rennes 2 is specialized in human sciences, philosophy, languages, arts, and is divided into 3 campuses. But if you do an exchange program, you will go on the main campus where I was for 2 years. So you will first do a license in France that corresponds to your undergraduate program, but it's only 3 years, not 4. And after, if you want to do a master's or a PhD, it will be 2 years too, as in the US. Again, as an academic year is 2 semesters long, and 1 semester is really scheduled within 13 weeks of classes. So you have just classes, no exams during 6 weeks, then you have midterms for your labs, then you have 2 weeks vacations, again 6 weeks of classes without exams, and a week of midterms for your labs, 2 weeks vacations again at Christmas, and then come your finals on week 14. So it represents like 4 months and a half, and the other semester is on the exact same schedule. So here is another difference. We register for about 10 classes, and it represents between 17 and 25 hours in class per week. But each class is 1 or 2 hours long, and it will depend the balance between lectures and labs on your major. For me, I had much more labs because I am in a language major. But we say a major here, but in France it's not really the same, because we do not choose each class we want to attend. When we choose a major, like the classes automatically go together with the major. It's not really a choice. I put also a link when you can find all the classes that you can attend at Rennes 2. So as I said, we have many hours in classes, but we have less homeworks. That is to say, the most part of the learning process is done while you're in class. Speaking about socializing, it's really easy to make friends as soon as classes begin, whenever you come as a freshman, because there are many group works, and you keep like the same year group during the 3 years of your undergraduate program. So you will keep your friends during the 3 years or more if you want, of course. Then socializing with professors is quite difficult because we have a distant relationship with them. It is just us listening to the teacher, but they are quite flexible on the attendance and on the deadlines of your assignments. You can discuss it with them. So that's it for the class. And now, speaking of the campus, so this is the logo of the University Rennes. And as soon as your classes end, by the end of the day, there will not be life on the campus because we do not have dorms or diner available on campus. So the campus life really lasts just during the classes hours. And then Rennes is really known for numerous strikes since the 70s on social issues. They are fighting almost every year on a particular issue. We have also created a participating budget. That is to say, students can vote for whatever project they want to be achieved on the campus. So we have the possibility to choose anything we want to have on the campus. It can be like last year, we voted for having a nap room, for having a shelter for cats, or having microwaves on the campus. So many projects like this. And the last project of the campus is our fair grocery. So students who have a scholarship, that is to say who have very, very few financial means, can have access to food freely thanks to supermarkets who give their additional food. So yeah, that's it for the campus life and for an overall presentation of Rennes. I really hope you will make an exchange program in France or all over the world. Thank you for listening to me.